Hey everybody, welcome to the 2 Indie Talk Show. I'm your host, John Clinebell from 2 Indie. We're doing a little listening here, and we're going to be doing a little bit of industry news, sync-related and otherwise. So, before I get things too underway, just going to see if anybody pops on here and has a song they want spun. Otherwise, I'm going to dive into some feedback here. And I'm in the process of the second week I've done this show, so in the process of just figuring out this format and creating something that is not only entertaining to you, but also something that's informative and we can all have fun doing. So anyways, good to be here. If you're here and you see me and you hear me, let me know. Don't be shy. Say hi. I'm just going to pop open this banner. To get feedback on your music, you can go to 2indie.com/listening session to get that submission in. And let's see here. What are we doing today? I think until we get a few people in here, I think I'm going to just go into some feedback on, not feedback, but news relating to just some stuff that's in my inbox in terms of cool things that are happening in the music industry. We're just going to dive in here and do a little bit of, education on the fly. Anyways, let's see. Got a comment already. What's up, Brittany? How's it going? Hi. Good to see you. Do you have a song that you submitted? Did you submit something for the listening session today? Or did you have something in the queue later? Either way, it's cool. Just glad that you're here. So I am going to jump into some feedback on songs in just a second. Glad to hear that hopefully you can hear me okay. But before we do that, I'd like to just jump into some industry news because it was a lot of fun last week to dive into some stuff that's important. It's important for us to know. Echoes with Bev Niven and Jenna McGorn. Awesome. I will spin that. I promise. And yeah, if we get a couple more people in here, I will actually start spinning the songs sooner. I just want to give a little bit of time to get a couple of people in here who want their songs spun so that we can get some momentum going with that. But I'm going to dive in first and talk about a couple of things. So first thing I'd like to talk about is an event that's happening this weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little screen sharing here. Let's see. We'll share. That's fine. And I'm going to share this window. All right. So I'm going to share about this. So this is the Guild of Music Supervisors is running a conference called the State of Music and Media. It's their 8th annual. It is a in-person and virtual event. The in-person event is sold out. It's in Los Angeles, but it's not too late to attend virtually. For everybody who's looking to get into music licensing, becoming a friend of the Music Guild, the Guild of Music Supervisors is something I highly recommend. You'll get connected into things like this that are happening, but this is going to be an amazing conference. There's all kinds of panels to learn from, lots of music supervisors that you'll have the opportunity to perhaps meet. And this is just going to be amazing producers, amazing songwriters. I'm looking at all of the panelists here. We've got some amazing talent as well as some amazing supervisors and other monsters in the music world. So this is going to be really dope. It's happening on Saturday. It's not too late to get a virtual ticket. So for anybody who's in licensing, I highly recommend it. Hey, Jenna, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. And let's see. So next up, let's see. What's the next? So I'm going to be going through, like I did last week. It's just a combination of some stuff that's I found is very interesting, that's popped into my inbox that I thought would be interesting to explore together. And then I'm going to be diving into some song feedback here in just a second. So thanks for that. Just want to try this out, do a few of these, and then we'll jump into some song feedback. So let's see. Oh, this is interesting. So yeah, they've got integration now with Spotify, your Spotify for Artists account, and Shopify. So it looks like this is some interesting news that you can sell merch directly on Spotify, and it shows you like how to get started and everything. So there's integration with Spotify for Artists with Shopify, and you can just install the Spotify for Artists app in the Shopify App Store. And then you'll be able to publish up to 250 items from your Shopify store into Spotify. And then you can also feature 3 items on your artist profile. So this is like free advertising in Spotify for your merch, which is super dope. That's so cool that they've integrated that. This is great. So then there's it looks like you do have to pay for Shopify, $5 per month. And you can get a basic plan for $30 per month. That's a little bit more. So I think it's probably, to start out $5 per month, try it out. And then, if you're starting to sell enough stuff, then it probably makes sense to go to the $30 a month plan. But this is interesting. Study the data. Here's some tidbits to get the wheels turning. More than half of all merch clicks come within the first 24 days after a new release. Considering offering your fans something new to rep your latest music. This is cool. 2/3 of all your merch clicks come from fans who follow you, like your songs, or add them to a playlist. How can you make sure your music and merch work in lockstep? And then brand new listeners are likely to check out your merch right after they discover you. They're 7.8 times more likely to click on your merch the very first day they listen than after they're there just 1 day later. Makes sense, because I would think that the people that are more curious about you from an initial impression are going to probably scroll through your entire feed. And I'm guessing that the merch doesn't show up at the very top of your feed. It probably shows up a little further down the page. I'm curious what place in the profile it shows up. But this is cool news. All right. So we went through a couple of interesting things. I would like to now jump into some song feedback. So let's see. I'm going to go in here and we're going to take a look. Awesome. We got a song called Echoes that's been forwarded here. Now I'm testing out, still brand new to this whole streaming format, really trying to figure out, get the sound dialed in. So you just let me know if you can't hear the music. So I'm going to set this up to play and let me know if you, for any reason, you can't hear it. Here we go. All right, let me know if this plays. Can't hear it. Yeah, this is the issue I had last time, was where it was, because it's in the same browser, it's not playing. Could you hear it? Or was it just Jenna? I'm going to try this in a different browser, because it seems like that was what worked last time. Just seems like there's going to be a better workflow for this. Let's see down the line. But no problem. Let's see if we can get this to work inside Safari. Let's see if we have better luck here. I feel like we're in Whoville. We are here. We are here. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we have any better luck with this. Let me know if you can hear this or not. Could you hear that? It's a bit distorted. Yeah, it was sounding a little distorted on my side too. So you were saying the other browser was better, so you could hear the audio in the other browser. So you could hear it. I see there's like some mixed wires here. Maybe. So just let me know. You could hear it in the other browser. Okay. Let's try it out. Let's go back to the other browser and see if that helps. Thanks for being guinea pigs on this. Appreciate it. All right, let's see. I do want to get this dialed in because this is definitely the format I want to go forward and be able to listen to music using. Okay, no problem. All right, let's see if we can see if this works. So I'm going to share screen. Don't show these tips anymore. Okay, good. All right, so window, it's Chrome tab. I need to go to Chrome tab, then let's go to Jenna McGoran. Here we go. All right, so just doing another test, but I'm not listening to this critically at all. I just want to make sure that y'all can hear the music.
Phantom's breath is rising. There is no escaping. Voices whisper in my ear, painting shadows in the air.
So what do you mean by that there's a serious delay? I don't understand. There's a serious delay with the chat, or there's a serious delay with the music? Sorry, I just want to make sure that I'm clear as to what you're talking about. There's a serious delay in the intro. Sorry, it's unclear. What do you mean? There's a delay in the intro. So there's a delay in the music. Is there a delay in the music playing, or like when I press play, you don't hear the music? There's probably going to be a little bit of a delay between the audio and the video on this. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a delay because it's through like a relay system. I'm not actually broadcasting directly in YouTube, which is where you're tuning in from. So there's like a third party that everything's going through. So this is the way I can simultaneously broadcast into YouTube as well as Twitch and Facebook and Twitter at the same time. So there's a delay in this chat too. Yep. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that y'all can hear the music, so I'm gonna go forward, and I'm definitely gonna check out the sound quality on this afterwards, just to see, but I would like to get some feedback going here too. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the song. I'm gonna go ahead and screen it and give you my thoughts, my humble 2 cents on it. Here we go.
Phantom's breath is rising. There is no escape.
Yeah, that's because I had my microphone muted. Sorry about that. So yeah, like I was saying, there's going to be a delay. There's definitely going to be a delay, but the audio should not be totally out of sync with what I'm, when my lips are moving. It shouldn't be completely out of sync. It should be relatively in sync. I shouldn't be muted anymore. So, Mary, yeah, I think there is like a 15 or 20-second delay in the chat, like coming through. So I think that's where the delay is lying with everything, I believe. But I should be unmuted and y'all should be able to hear me by now. So yeah, I think this is cool. It kind of reminds me of like Portishead. It's got a little bit of a, throwback vibe. I would go back to those recordings and, go back to those records and maybe draw some inspiration for how to dial in a really cool like groove for this, because I feel like it's missing like rhythmic thrust with it. It feels like it's kind of floating a little bit too much in like a sub bassy ether, and it's interesting as a texture, but I feel like as like something that happens for longer than like 5 or 10 seconds, it starts to get a little bit too it gets a little repetitive and it gets a little tiring to the ears, in my opinion. And also, there's like this little, it wasn't distortion. It was like some type of an effect that was like kind of, it was some type of rhythmic thing or atmospheric thing that kept coming in. And it definitely wasn't, I didn't love it. I felt like it was, I don't want to say it was like an artifact almost, but artifacts are like things that you don't want in the recordings. They're like mouth pops or like, the cord whipping against your leg when you're singing or something like that. But yeah, I think it's a crispy hi-hat. Yeah, I don't love it. So I think it's just going back to the drawing board just a little bit on how this arrangement kind of fills out, because even once the drums do start to get going a little bit, I feel a little bit lost rhythmically in where it's going. So that was the main thing for me. And then it's, I think there was also for me just a little bit of, it was kind of a phasey vocal. It kind of felt like to me, there was kind of a phasey thing that was happening there. So, it could be this whole like streaming thing that's doing that a little bit to the audio, but, yeah, I can test it offline and see if it's still the case, but I was definitely hearing a little bit of that too in the audio of the vocal. So that's my thoughts. Like in terms of, I feel like it's again, it's kind of sitting in that kind of port. That's where I want to like, that's where I want to sort this into, is kind of like a Portishead kind of vibe almost. And I'm sure there's like some more modern references. I mean, Portishead's been around forever, so there's probably tons and tons of more modern influence bands that are and artists that have been heavily influenced by Portishead that you could borrow some production ideas from. So that'd be my thoughts on that one. Cool track though. Yeah, check them out. Portishead. That was like totally one of my jams when I was in college and studying. Late night study sessions and Portishead. Andrew James, you're up. I see you've got a track that you submitted. Thanks for submitting that. I'm testing out the audio here. The audio on this platform is way different than it is in Zoom, so apologies. We're trying to get the audio situation kind of settled and figured out here, as I'm committed to doing this on a weekly basis, streaming live to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, etc., etc. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that artist, but it would be cool to compare them to Portishead, those Portishead records, and I think you might hear some similarities between what you're doing and what they were doing like 25 years ago, in a good way. I mean, I think Portishead is still super cool. You still hear it at like Starbucks and all these places. It's never stopped being cool. So next, this song is Andrew James. What am I supposed to do? It's a YouTube page, so hopefully this works, and hopefully we don't get copyright stricken for playing this. I think we should be okay, hopefully. Oh, hang on a sec. I don't know if any of y'all could hear that, but let's see. I think it probably won't share the audio unless I share the screen. So let's do this again. Share the screen. And we'll get the tab with the video. Probably going to kind of quickly go through this because, again, I don't want to get copyright stricken here. And I have a feeling it's we're probably going to be towing the line with that if this is something that's been commercially released. So I am going to give it a listen, though, and I'm excited. Let's give this a listen. Again, just giving a listen for general feedback on licensing. So application to ads, TV, and film is where I'm coming at with all this stuff. So here we go. Oh yeah, this is super cool. Yeah, Andrew, love this. I think this is great. There's a band called Jeremy Beck and the Heavy, I think it's the Heavy Duty Horns or something like that, Jeremy Beck. You might want to check them out because they've gotten a lot of rep deals in the last couple of years, as well as landed some cool spots, including, I think it was perhaps a liquor promotion. It's like they were actually hired to create music that's kind of in this ballpark that tells the story and has like a bluesy and with the horns, like the legit horns and all that stuff. So that might be something worth looking into in terms of just a band that's doing some similar things in the licensing space. Yeah, former student of mine too. Very cool stuff. I mean, I don't know what to say here. I feel like this is something that could be music that, you know, whether this particular theme, this one feels a little more like a little mysterious, a little, doesn't feel quite so much like party music so much, or like a laid back kind of cracking open a beer in the backyard kind of music. But I imagine if you have other songs that were recorded along with this, you probably have some other jams that are a little more fun and carefree kind of vibe. But I feel like this music is like what I'm seeing a lot of in ads is kind of this bluesy with horns, real instruments, real band. And I think this is really good. Sounds well recorded. You know, there's definitely like a lo-fi thing that's kind of coming out super crispy in the mix over these headphones. So yeah, again, I don't know if that's a streaming thing where it's like compressing the sibilant stuff a little bit is maybe what's happening here, but might have to check it offline. But otherwise, I thought it sounded legit. Thought the mix sounded good and all that stuff. So thanks for submitting that. I think that's a cool track. Hope you I think there is a market for this kind of music for sure. So just a matter of finding your lane. So yeah, does anybody else have a song that they would like to have screened? If you do, please submit it using the link below. It's right down here. 2indie.com/listening session. I'm your host, John Clinebell. I'm the co-founder of Sync It, as well as 2indie, but we just changed our name to 2indie, so that's our little brand spanking new logo up here in the upper left-hand corner. And we are here doing what I'm pointing to down in the lower right-hand corner, which is doing a listening session. And as well, going to be jumping back in. If there's no new songs to spin, I'm going to be jumping back into news from the licensing world and news from the music industry, because my inbox gets filled with it, and it's always really interesting stuff that I usually don't have the time to really process, and then it's fun to kind of like make some commentary with it too. Because this is a talk show after all. Anyways, definitely going to be doing this through the top of the hour. Good to be hanging with y'all. Let's see. Why don't we jump, because I don't see anything else in the submission for today. Let's go ahead, and I am going to... Are you needing more songs? I submitted a couple a while back that I don't think got listened to. Yeah, I'd love to. I will definitely take a look for that a little later. I want to jump in and do just a couple. I'll mix it back in with a couple more of these stories, these news pieces, and then I'll jump back in and I'll be happy to give you a piece of feedback there on that one. So yeah, definitely, Brittany. Appreciate you. All right, let's see. So let's go back to just sharing a couple pieces of news here. Hey, Andrew. Yeah, cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. Like I said, I think there's definitely a market for that type of music. Is that kind of music the kind of stuff that did you produce that, or is that your band? What was the story with all that? I'm curious. Because if it's something that you can put that kind of music together quickly, then that's definitely going to give you an advantage, potentially, because there's a lot of need for music like that, and potentially like a lot of need for custom music that's like that. So, all right. So next up, let's see. I'm going to jump over to share the screen. Here we go. We're going back over here. I'm going to share some more news in the music industry. So let's talk about 411 for a second. 411's a cool agency. I'd like to talk about some of this agency-related news. So 411 has now created their own, they have a library. They have had a library for quite some time, but now it's all like super pro. They just released this. It's all searchable. It's all set up proper. And it's funny, I see like a bunch of my friends in this artist spotlight thing, and also in the composer spotlight. Very cool. So, but yeah, 411's a totally legit agency, a great agency to have rep your music. And they now have it's like a full service library that you can, start to search if you set up an account with them. So they have a search engine and all that stuff. It's pretty interesting. I wonder how this all works. I wonder if we'll be able to hear it. Probably not. Oh, wow. So I don't know if y'all can hear what the audio is doing there, but it's like a fully searchable database. That's cool, and you can generate cue sheets right in the interface there. So very cool. So they've built this whole platform to make it easier for people to license music through them. Oh, hey, Jack. Andrew. Yes, you produced. It's all me, but glad you think it was a band. Yeah, I was really impressed with that. That's cool. Yeah, I think, so follow-up question, Andrew, are you connected with anybody do you have like a team of people that are kind of connected in on the licensing side of things? Because if you're not, you may want to check out we have something called Licensing Basecamp, where you get an opportunity every month to submit music for consideration by agencies that we bring in. The delayed sound now. Yeah, I think it takes a little while for the audio, but I'm not sure if it's like super delayed. I think it should be just delayed by maybe a second or so. But the main lag with this is going to be, and the frustrating thing is going to be with the chat, like kind of the lag with the chat a little bit. But, oh, sweet. You are in Basecamp? So you're a member of Licensing Basecamp? If you are, that's awesome. If you're not, I'm going to actually post a comment here. 2indie.com/Basecamp is where all the information is on that. So if you signed up there, then great. That's great. So you're already starting to connect with people that are really serious about licensing. Yeah, that's but we give 30 days away for free. So, yeah, Yep, $29. $29 a month, and we have a good time in there. But yeah, definitely. I think like if people don't know that you make this kind of music already, how long have you been in Basecamp? Because if people don't know that you make this kind of music already, you should let everybody in there know that you're a producer. I don't know if you do co-writing or not, but I'm sure there would be a lot of people in there that would be interested in working with you. Because what you're doing is cool, man. All right, so I want to check one other thing here. So what else we got here? Oh, yeah, so this is something I have not yet been able to properly check out. This isn't brand new news. This has been around for a couple months now, but they've really just kind of rolled it out over the last couple of weeks to everybody, is the Disco Pages function. So with Pages, you can now, in addition, obviously you can make playlists with disco. You can make playlists with disco, but you could also make basically an EPK, a very professional, slick-looking EPK that can almost act as a website for a band. You can do now with disco. It's everything your audience wants on one page. Pretty freaking awesome, right? So it's got all of these different widgets that you can use to like indicate your social media and all that stuff. People can go there. There's a contact button. There's a place to put a bio. There's a place to put a nice profile picture there. And it looks super dope is what I was trying to say. Your disco supercharged with Pages. Yeah. It's a new homepage right inside disco. This is great. Looks like you can put videos on there as well. Track your impact in real time. Sweet, you can get insights and all that stuff. So yeah, this is fantastic, and certainly something that I'm going to be playing around with if y'all haven't played around with it yet. Disco's amazing. It is, for anybody who doesn't know what disco is it's this amazing platform that you can use to manage your sound files as an artist, as a producer, as a music maker of any kind. And it's really helpful to use in pitching your music to decision makers in licensing. So that's why I recommend it over everything. Yes, you can still use WeTransfer to send your files to people. Yes, you can still use Box. You can still use these different other like file programs that are not custom to music. But then you can just use disco instead. And you can do not only sharing your files, but you can also encode all your metadata there. And you can also do cool stuff now, like set up an EPK that's already like good to go and looks great. And you can do it all in one place. So I do not have a promo code to share with you. I'm not trying to do that, but I'm just a huge advocate of disco. They're amazing. So if you're not a disco member, definitely do it. So yeah, let's see. All right. So I would love to, Brittany, if you are still on the call, if you're still on this stream, let me know, because I would love to give another one of your songs a spin. You just let me know if you're still here. I'm looking to see where that song might be. Is it Keep Going? Is that the name of the song, Brittany? If you're still here. I'm not sure if you're still here. For anybody who's new to the stream, okay, submitted. Did you just resubmit it? Or okay, cool. I think I have heard this song before. Pretty sure I've given feedback on this, but I'm happy to give feedback again. I'm almost sure that I've heard this song before. But let's go. Let's do it. Wow, I just started my new 2Indie membership and then noticed you were live. What a good accidental timing. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Rory. How's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a delay with everything, 20-second delay, right? That's unfortunate, but what can we do? It's one of the differences between all being on a Zoom call together and doing this where I'm able to stream simultaneously to 4 different platforms. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. Got like probably another 20 or 25 minutes here. Great. Hey, Rory, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, we're psyched that you're in the community too. And if anybody's wondering what that community is, it's our licensing Basecamp community. We have a community where you can check it out. It's 2indie.com/Basecamp. You can try it out for 30 days for free. And we create this amazing community around licensing and opportunities. So let's give this song a spin, though. Here we go. All right. And I apologize if my energy isn't all down. We just finished like this 24-hour marathon of we were literally giving feedback. Me and everybody else on the 2indie and Pandion teams were giving feedback on songs for 24 hours straight. So I am still a little bit drained from all of that. And I think it will probably take me the whole weekend to kind of fully recharge my batteries. So I'm sorry if my energy's a little down right now. But I'm powering through, and I'm glad to be here. All right, let's give this a listen. Just my voice is a little cached, too. Here we go. So this is Prosody Craft. Je suis. I do not speak French, but I don't know if I said that correctly. Je suis. It's just the way, the cartoon French accent that I guess I would probably be trying to put into this. I don't know. I probably know 2 words in French. So sorry if I butchered that. Hey, what's up, Fiketa? Hey, we've got a bunch of people popping on here. We've got Mary. And Jack. No worries, you're a champ. Hey, thanks. Although it's Andrew. I got to remember, you're not Jack, you're Andrew. Jack, who is Andrew, not Jack. All right, here we go. Let's give this a listen. Okay, here we go. Prosody. All right, boom.
You only need a couple of words to get by.
Really?
Je suis magique, I am magic. Je suis magique, I am magic.
Oui, je suis, I am me. C'est la vie, je suis, I am me. I'm one of a kind, oh. You'll never find another, no. Oui, je suis, I am me. Whoa. Some people want to put me in a box, so, but it doesn't have any locks, no. I'm free to be whoever I want to be. I want the world to talk. I make my own path. Stand up tall, I am me. You want me like this? Oui, je suis, I am me. C'est la vie, je suis, I am me. I'm one of a kind, oh. You'll never find another, no. Oui, je suis, I am me. Whoa.
Hey, that was cool, Brittany. Yeah, so for me, I the best part of the vocal that I loved the most was the we say that I am me. Sorry, I'm not saying the words correctly, but the emotion of the vocal I feel like was at the peak of where it needed to be at that moment, and I wish that Brittany singing the vocal was the Brittany that we were getting throughout the rest of the track. That same attitude. There's an attitude in those lines that it feels like is missing in the rest of the performance for me, in terms of the energy level, the commitment to it. And I feel like this is coming along. And I know I have heard this song before. I feel like this is missing some layers. I feel like it does need some vocal harmonies in here, because it feels like there's some missing production elements in kind of the entire thing, but it's super fun. I think this is fun. We, I am me. I mean, it could be it's almost like playful enough that it sounds like it would almost go with kids programming, but I think if you get that vocal to the same emotional spot as that place that I was talking about, then you're probably going to be, it's not going to feel as much like a youthful kind of almost playground kind of like happy vibe. More of like an emotional, it kind of reminds me of reggae a little bit, just the vocal. And I think it's cool. It's like a cool aspect to your voice that I don't think I've ever heard before. So that's my feedback on this. I think it's dope. I also want to say the intro, I'm just an advocate. Like if intros are not really adding to what's happening and they're not really taking you somewhere, then it's probably a good idea to consider like just axing it all together or just making it like 2 or 3 seconds. So I think that this intro, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of happening and I'm not exactly sure where it's going. And it sounds like it's almost like a throwback to some of those old albums, for some of the older albums that I used to listen to growing up, where there's almost like a conversation that's happening at the beginning of the song. And I think for like modern taste, I think that a lot of people would probably, especially decision makers in licensing, would probably just skip past that if they weren't annoyed by it. So, it's just like some people are going to like that. And then some people are going to be like, what is this? It doesn't feel like it's really like adding, and it's really like building up to all that is the thought. We added that intro because we weren't sure about Americans speaking French. I mean, I don't know. I think nowadays it's like you can mix any 2 languages together and it could be interesting. I don't think you need any what's the introduction required to the, that there's going to be some cool stuff happening there. Oh, nice. Yeah, I Am Me or I Love Me. Cool. That's a cool track. Yeah, it takes a little while to for the text to come up. We added that intro, and I'm gonna put this up here. We added that intro because we weren't sure about being Americans speaking French. I think you just got to go for it. Honestly, there's no real like, you're either going for it or you're not. And if you're not going for it, there's no point in like introducing it. That's just my 2 cents with it. Yeah. But I think it's fun. Yeah, I think it's definitely worth continuing to work on because like this is the second time I believe I've heard it and it's better than the first time. I think you're starting to hit your stride sweet spot with this kind of a vocal too. So yeah, congratulations on that. Sorry, I'm just like, it's so weird. Like when you're doing, I think I didn't do 24 hours of streaming in a row. But I did it was like a good maybe 14 hours in a row of being at the desk and kind of helping out with stuff when I wasn't live streaming. And then this morning I was up for another like 2.5 hours doing it. So it was like 16 and a half hours worth of streaming, and then also being kind of in the background helping out and stuff. And my body is just feeling it. My feet are sore from like standing up and then sitting down, my shoulders, all that stuff. It's like, oh, I'm getting older. A cool level up chorus. You have a big chorus of folks singing in unison and clapping that would keep the same stripped down vibe. Yeah, I believe there needs to be other levels to this for sure. Because, it does feel like it's like that first one that you shared as well, that we listened to a little bit earlier. It feels like there's some production elements that are missing here. I do agree. Yeah, I'm in agreement, Rory. All right, let's see. How are we doing? Cool. Okay, Andrew. Dropping another song in here. Let's give this a listen. Sometimes these SoundCloud links, they kind of play by themselves, but let me just pause that. Okay, cool. All right, let's give this a spin. All right. Hang on just a second. Okay. I'm still getting used to all the different windows here because it's way different than it is on Zoom. Okay, cool. All right, let's give this a listen.
You came out of nowhere. You came out of nowhere. From zero to crash, from dust to ash, from silence to seismic blast. I think I'm going overboard. This is not like me. Touch that just couldn't wait. From hello to lost, from baby to must, from nothing to everything, all in a rush.
Yeah, Andrew, this is great. It's great. Another cool song. I feel that this is something that would work potentially with a montage sequence and some type of drama. You know, for some reason, The Boys kind of popped into my head that this would be like a song that might play over like some type of montage on The Boys or something. Very cool. I feel like this is it's very cool. I feel like it's, you know, too, with this, it's as you continue to compose and write, and you will get used to more of the themes that are looked for in the way the pacing of the vocal. But I really love the arc that you're taking us on with this track, because I fast forwarded and I listened through, and towards the end it kind of comes up to this huge crescendo in a really cool way that's satisfying. Oh yeah, The Boys is a Amazon streaming show that's extremely popular. It's kind of like anti superheroes. It's like bad heroes, basically. It's a cool show. Yeah, it's a dark song, and I feel like this could match, but this could also match the energy of like any dark drama too. I feel like this could work in a lot of different types of situations potentially. And like I was saying, like the more that you watch these kinds of shows and kind of listen for the way that the vocal delivery happens on these, and just kind of like the pacing of the songs that are used, I think you'll just continue to hone your chops around this. But this is really impressive stuff. Again, like you're not in a band, you're producing this yourself. It sounds like this is really cool work. And again, like I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of people in Basecamp who'd want to collaborate with you if you were looking to, you know, work with some talented people. I feel like you're at a level where you could attract some incredibly talented vocalists as well. That might help. You know, the singing that's on this is good, but if you wanted like a female vocal on a track like this, I think it could work well too. And all this stuff. This one was a band. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds great. So, you know, it sounds well recorded. Feels like a band. So, yeah, I love this. I'm a fan. And I think this kind of music is needed in licensing. So, you're already making stuff that there's a potential market for. That's just a matter of like, you know, just continuing to hone your chops and build out a library. And start landing some rep deals. Are any of your songs repped for licensing yet? Do you have any rep deals yet? Oh, that's cool. Love to hear that sometime. Let's see. So we are kind of on the tail end of this thing. Let's see. I'd like to jump back because I'm trying to slowly but surely get out of all the stuff that's been packed into my inbox. And I'd love to share some more of this stuff that's happening. So why don't we jump back into no rep deals? That's why I'm here. All right. Well, cool. Yeah. It's just inevitable. Like with this quality of music, it's just finding the right agency to rep your stuff is my opinion with this. Yeah, it's definitely syncable. All right, let's jump up. I'm going to jump back here. I'm actually going to take down the banner because I don't know how many more songs we're going to be able to spin during this session, but I definitely want to jump into a couple of kind of notable things that are happening in the music industry because I feel like this is important work to do that I actually need to do as well, and I think it's fun to do it with you because these are some things that you might not know about as well. So let's jump into a couple more of these stories or news items and might have some interesting commentary on them as well. So... but let's check this out. So first thing I wanted to talk about here is Spotify Canvas Generator. So DistroKid is fucking awesome. They are constantly innovating with what they're doing. By the way, on Andrew's video that he shared earlier, it looked like that was an automated video that was created by DistroKid. So DistroKid has the ability to share your music to YouTube, but DistroKid does so much more. There are so many tools that DistroKid has created for independent artists to help share their music and help make it look more professional. And one of the things they created is the Spotify Canvas Generator. For anybody who doesn't know, you can create a video clip. It's like an 8-second clip now that you can... with your release, you can attach it to the release so that instead of like a boring background, while the song is playing, it actually plays a video. So, and it's actually really super easy to generate one using pre-cleared royalty-free video clips. So you could type in like, let's see, I typed in disco ball there, but what about mountain sunset? There we go. So you can make, for example, you can do this. We can go like this. Let's see. Make our canvas video here. Yeah, check that out. So that's something that like took 10 seconds to do, and all of a sudden your song, when it pops up on Spotify, has video that looks pretty freaking good, you know? And I wonder if it includes the DistroKid branding down at the bottom when the video plays. It does. Okay. I mean, that's fair enough. I would think that, like, if you're paying for the subscription with that they would take that off, to be honest. But it's good marketing for them, I guess. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it is that it actually says DistroKid down at the bottom, because people might be like, well, what's DistroKid? Like to the average artist fan, they might think that that's the name of the band or something, you know, like that. It doesn't really, I think some people might be confused about that. But pretty cool, right? You can, you definitely can upload. It's an 8-second video that you can put up. So to answer your question, yeah. Is there a different chat we can type into on a future session? It's so delayed, makes it tough to answer questions. Well, I wonder. I think it might even be possible for people to tune in on StreamYard, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So we can do tests. Now, this just might be for this format. One of the annoying things about this format is it's a little less instantly interactive, because I do see it's like, when people are commenting on the chat and people that are playing video games. I think it's a little bit different, though, because the people that I see doing this on StreamYard are more like talk shows. It's not something where like the interaction is it doesn't need to be like instantaneous necessarily, but I hear you on that. Are we boycotting Zoom? It's not about boycotting Zoom. Actually, it's about, because what Sonnet and I want to do, it's like we want to do Zoom, but we also want to do all the things. So we want to we obviously want to have a footprint on YouTube. We obviously want to have a footprint on Twitch because these are places where a lot of independent artists are making cool music and discovering, how they can start to make a living with their music, how they can get their music out there and onto film and television, onto TV shows and ads, so on and so forth. So, this is just one of our efforts to get what we're doing at 2Indie out into the world. So it's not a boycott of Zoom. We love Zoom. We actually moved back to Zoom on Tuesdays because it's just so great to do the Zooms because you can actually see people's faces and all that stuff. I don't know. I do a lot of interaction on my music streams with StreamYard. Interesting. So, Rory, and perhaps I could pick your brain a little bit on that if you wouldn't mind, because honestly, if you have ideas as to how to make this a little more, can people actually tune in directly on StreamYard? Like, how does that work? Yeah, because it would be interesting to find a way if people can just jump directly onto StreamYard and watch, then maybe it would be. But it's like, I think otherwise you have to invite people in to be part of the broadcast, and that's not scalable at all. I think you can have like up to 3 or 4 people before you have to pay a bunch of money to get a bunch of more people onto the actual broadcast. But I do wonder if there's like a more direct chat on StreamYard, or if people can literally just watch the stream from StreamYard instead of watching it on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. Invite. What is this? Let me see if I can. I don't have people tune in on StreamYard, and I don't think it's a great idea. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think it would be a good idea, but let's see. Comments, private chat. Yeah, private chat's just from the people that are on the stream. Oh, yeah. For sure. I mean, this is just like, StreamYard, for anybody who doesn't know, StreamYard's like, it's a way to create a broadcast. It's just like Zoom. Zoom's a way to create a broadcast. StreamYard's a little different in that StreamYard has the ability, whereas Zoom, you can stream it into Facebook or like one other, you can stream it into one platform at a time. StreamYard lets you stream into, right now I'm streaming into 4 different platforms at once. So we're simultaneously broadcasting to YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter, which is pretty dope. And then, of course, the videos get archived over there, and people can watch them whenever they like. And we continue to build our different channels around and about. I think I've just about hit the end of my batteries for the day and probably actually for the week. This has just been a really awesome week. We did our big, long sync-a-thon that ended this morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's 24 hours straight of feedback. To be continued, though. We're definitely going to figure this out. Wonder if some folks moved over to Twitch if they'd experience faster chat. Yeah, I wonder that too. I wonder if there's some formats where the chat is a little bit faster. The thing that's interesting about it is that, yeah, I stream a few spots and I know that quality can vary per output place. Yeah, that's a good... Rory, you're giving me a lot to think about. So I think perhaps next time, we don't have anybody from Twitch here to verify, but perhaps next time some of y'all can hop over to Twitch and kind of get a feel for how fast the chat is over there. Is it fast or is it not? We are also broadcasting live to our Facebook page, which people don't know a lot about. We don't have a lot of people following us there yet, but we have a Facebook page for 2Indie that we are broadcasting to as well. So it'd be interesting to see if there's any difference between YouTube and that. But anyways, I digress. I don't really have anything else to say. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit as we're trying to troubleshoot this stuff. Twitch better have my money. Twitch. That's funny. Well, I don't have anything else to say. I will be back again. I've made a commitment to doing this on Thursday nights, so I will be back next Thursday, and hopefully we'll have more songs to screen and more news to talk about, and we'll just continue dialing this in. I do plan to once I get the sound, I'm trying to figure out get the best quality sound for this platform, as well as just setting up the interaction and how's that all going to work. Then we'll, I want to bring in more and more guests. We brought a guest in last week and the audio wasn't great between he and I, so I got to get that sorted out before I bring more guests in, but to be continued. Anyways, thanks. Have a great rest of your week. It's good to hang out with you for a little bit here, and until next time, I hope you make more music, okay? See you next time.